Liberty Bleeds. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And can you hear music? Oh, nice. All right. So, oh, nice. How about it? Can you hear the background music? Oh, we got a lag, or else my camera is not. Oh, face shot. Okay, hold on. How about now? Any music now? We've got some live action for you. Got it, got it. Yeah, thanks. I didn't think that was gonna work, but I thought I would try it. So what's going on, Liberty Bleeds? You want to come on here? I'm just trying a few different ways to see about getting online, getting live. And I tried earlier. Did you see me come on earlier today? I wonder. Send this link to your guests. Okay, here's where I send links to guests. Let's try that. Ooh, French toast. Nice. It's always a treat if we have that. So yeah, I tried earlier going live with a little different setup, but I couldn't get it to come through this StreamYard. So I think I want to I think I have a way. I think I have a way of DJing while I'm streaming. In fact, I did that earlier. I I streamed through my DJ equipment, and it works good through YouTube, but I can't go through StreamYard yet. I think if I set it up through OBS, I think then I can access StreamYard and run my whole setup through StreamYard, which I think would be cool because then I can have music kind of directly input instead of in a background speaker sound. So hey, Nickel, right on. What's going on, man? Hey, you guys, come jump on here with me. See if that link I put in there works. As I'm just trying to figure this stuff out. So, but yeah, I think if I can hook StreamYard up through OBS, I think I would be able to. I have a thing called ATM Mini Switch board, and I can toggle between cameras just at the press of a button. And I think you can have picture in picture and split screen and stuff. So, and it kind of syncs the audio and video. So I'm hoping to get that set up, because then I can have, instead of the same music everybody else has in their stream, I could actually either pre-record a live set, or if I got really good, I could actually stream live while DJing. And hey, we got Nickel stacking in here. Let me see if I can pull him in here. Either pre-record a live set, or if I got really good, I could actually stream live while DJing. And we got a bit of a feedback there, but yeah. Hey, Nickel, what's going on?
Yeah, I had to close off my the regular page.
What you know?
Nothing much. I just saw you on live, and I said I thought I'd check it out.
Sweet. Yeah, this is pretty much my first live here on this channel. I was saying earlier, I went on for a second. You didn't happen to, there was like 5 people. I know Stacking the South caught it, because he commented like, "Whoa, you're a DJ." So I know he's seen a little bit of it. And what is it? Yomeo came on and commented in the stream. I didn't even know I was live streaming. I was just playing with the software, and all of a sudden Yomeo is in the comments. I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually live. So I'm like, hey Yomeo, I gotta go now that I see you're here.
Yeah, it took me about a day to get it down.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I caught your live. I think it was last night. You guys had quite a collection of pearls and all kinds of stuff out there, huh?
Yeah, that's not my best, but I have that. My odd shaped ones and stuff, I kind of kept them together, and then I've got I had jade on there, and I've got better jade too, but that's I just had that stacked together, so I said I'll just show some jade and some pearls.
Nice.
And I had some coral in there. Coral's getting expensive. Environmentalists have just about ruined that industry, so.
No doubt. I actually raise a little bit of coral here and there. I have a saltwater aquarium as well. So gotta see which side I'm showing here. So yeah, I don't know what is it when you say coral. What I mean? Are you just saying something live out of the sea, or do you mean is it something special?
But they make jewelry out of it, and they're making it very restrictive. They only have certain times of the year they can get it. Some waters are restricted; you can't even get to that. And the fish like it. Certain fish like it, and everything. So they're getting pretty. I think before it's over, it's going to be made illegal, like ivory and other stuff. You ain't going to be able to get it. So if you have any, it's going to be worth. The jewelry is going to be worth a little bit more money, because they won't be getting any new in.
Well, it must be like a certain kind of coral that you're looking for, because.
Well, red, pink, white.
I see.
Black. There's black coral. I've seen some black coral. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool jewelry when they use it. It's pretty cool. So I don't think I have any black, but it's pretty cool. So it's just the same thing that happened for silver. Once we have so many mines. Once they mine out of them, the environmentalists may block new mining for silver. And of course, that's going to make what silver you have more valuable. So even though I don't like them, I think that I don't believe in global warming.
Right.
But if they get their way, and like I said, there's like 2 subgroups that's in the environmental movement. There's some that they want to be environmental, but they also want to have a functioning economy. And then there's the radicals that think we should protect the environment no matter what. If that means every company goes out of business, that's fine. So you had those 2 groups there, and so if the radicals win, they'll kill mining, and gemstones, metals, they'll kill it. And then of course,
then they'll turn up.
Your enemy is turns out to be your best friend, in the sense that if you have accumulated quite a bit of silver, and if everybody in the world, if you broke up silver on everybody in the world, women, men, women, kids, everybody will only have one half ounce.
Yeah.
So, like me, I got there 5,000. So if they made it illegal to mine in the future, and all there was is the silver that's above ground, and there was no new silver being resupplied, it would make silver skyrocket. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, I hear them talk about the environmentalists on that, but then they want to go green by turning everything electric, right? Which is going to take a lot of silver, which is mining. So it's like, okay, you know,
that's the problem. That's your two groups. You got your one group that does that, and they'll say we got to have mining because you do that, and then you have this system. It's going to be cleaner overall. But you have the other group that says, how about if we had no cars?
right.
None at all, and then no mining. So there's where the problem lays in the future. I don't know which group will win, but that's what you have. So yeah, nickel. I mean, nickel will be big for these cars. Aluminum, copper, the stuff you use for batteries. China has a bunch of it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we have mines here. We can mine it. It's, again, the environmentalists don't want us to mine that. We have oil here, but the ones on the left don't want us to drill for it. So you can see the problem we're going to have in the near future. So Neil's in here. Neil Hans Dynasty.
Neil, welcome.
Silver and Cigars.
Silver and Cigars. Wow. Hey, thanks for being here, guys. That's awesome. Yeah,
Some of the big boys is coming in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Platinum. Woo! I'll let y'all in on a little secret because I don't know how many people's coming in. But my secret guest, people's been guessing, but they haven't got it right, is Neil Hans Dynasty. He'll be the secret guest Sunday. No. So if you're interested in platinum, we're going to really hit on it. Yeah. And I believe
I'll be there.
A lot of people that were on the edge, whether or not to do it, will do it. They'll take the plunge and they will buy platinum. That's just my prediction.
So I do. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yeah, that'll be exciting. I'll tune in for that one. I like Neil, so we'll see what he has to say about platinum. He's been touting it for a long time anyway, so
he makes an excellent argument, and he can make it probably better than me.
I know he knows what he's talking about with it too. He looks into it. I can tell. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
And I think before we're done, we'll be throwing facts out about platinum. We'll be comparing it to gold. We'll be price analyzing it. And I'm telling you, when we're done, I bet half the people that watch that will buy at least 1 ounce of platinum after that show.
I just broke 1 ounce myself. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've been working at it just a little bit at a time. I got a 1/4 ounce and the rest are in 1/10 ounce. So, but yeah, this last week was looking like a great time to get in.
Yeah, it's been down a little bit, and the thing of it is, you know, its high was like 2,300. I think that's correct, unless Neil's left already. He can verify that. I believe the all-time high got right to 2,300. Well, gold's all-time high was 2,100. And look where everything is right now. And I really think platinum will reverse with palladium, and you'll see platinum get to the high palladium got to, which was at 3,400. And I believe you're going to see that swing, and I think you're going to see platinum at least 3,000, and I believe it'll get to 3,400. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls a little bit of a nickel on. I kind of think that, we're already seeing heavy volatility, where we're seeing $1 a day and whatnot. I was expecting that to start happening, and it'll probably get even a bit worse with, for me, I kind of lean towards the manipulation side. So I expect more volatility and higher spreads coming again soon.
Well, platinum is also an environmental metal. So with this environmental movement, I expect there's going to be more need for platinum, and it's not much of it. And I think that's why you're going to see it go up. So we will have to see what happens, but I think the future looks pretty good for platinum. And
well, I
think it's a bargain right now. It is a bargain price right now.
I think so too. I agree. Well, I got you guys in here. I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys seen my last deal that I had through Art Silver, but he's offering new 2023 Britannias at $25.90 and 2023 Eagles at $27.50, I think is what they are. So I thought I'm going to be going in here probably at the end of the week, middle of next week, and get me a tube of Eagles. If anybody wants to go in my order, let me know. Give me an email, and I'll get it to you free of shipping on this first deal. So I was really happy to get that offer. Did you happen to catch that, Nickel?
I don't think I caught that one.
Okay, yeah. There's this new guy in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and he just started up a precious metals dealership, and he's going to be more on the lines of playing with the big boys, getting those low, good deals on what I consider core stack basics like Silver Eagles, Britannias, round bars. That's where did you see my Comex bar slices?
I've seen quite a few of your shows,
but I haven't seen that. Well, I
don't know for sure but I've probably seen at least half of them.
Yeah.
Now, but the only problem, I don't like Britannicas and silver because of the milk spots.
Well, so, I'm not sure. I haven't looked into them too much, but I think the latter ones here haven't been too bad with milk spots, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I'm not sure on the Britannias as well. I know with the Eagles, they've been doing a bit better anyway, but I don't know. I know I haven't bought any Eagles for, a few years here. I bought 80 ounces before they took off in the, the last couple of years here in spread. And so I just quit buying them except for one or two. And so now that this deal came back up, 20, what was it? Yeah. So he secured me a lot too, just at this price. Eagles at $27.50. So if we deplete that, I'd be happy. But
my first 200 Eagles were 1999, and I got them for $7.95 a piece.
$7.95.
Yeah. So, but I don't have a whole lot now. I traded them in for other things. I think mostly for constitutional, and I'm a bigger constitutional fan. I think everybody knows what they are, and if we have a situation where you gotta trade somebody, everybody knows what a silver dime is.
Oh, I can just click on a.
And everybody knows what a silver Morgan is, and most people, I don't still believe 99% of the population, or at least 95%. I don't think they really know what a Silver Eagle is. I mean, they probably think it's the same as a Morgan. So, so that I'm not a big Eagle fan, and if I'm going to do 1 ounce pieces, I'm going to go maples because I think you get more silver, and I like the quality. Sure. So that's my favorite 1 ounce piece is the Canadian maple. So
yeah, I can't argue with you there, man. It's not a bad way to go.
I think the best pricing is Britannicas, but I think the quality, I just don't think they have the quality that the others do. And you get, like I said, most people complain. Almost everybody that gets an order, they have 2 or 3 that has milk spots on it. So I just don't like that. So I don't want to mess with them and try to get that off, and I ain't going to mess with it. And somebody may not want that coin because of that. So I stay away from them. Now, platinum, almost all my platinum coins are Britannicas. So I do like the platinums. Isn't that right, Neil? I bet he's got some Britannicas that are platinum.
Almost all your platinum ounces are Britannicas. You got a little bit of platinum, eh?
I do. I go fractional. Pretty much, I go fractional on gold and platinum. So I try to get the 1/10 or 1/4, and I try. That's what I'm really more interested in. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I got some of those too. Yeah, I haven't seen actually on the Britannica like this one. I don't see any milk spots on this, and I have a couple others that I haven't seen any. But this is, what year is this? This is, where are we at here?
So the 3 items I stay away from that's silver: Britannica 1 ounce, Pandas 1 ounce, and I stay away from the bars from the Perth Mint because a lot of those are fake.
Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot of the pandas are fake, so I don't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, I don't
Even if you find it out when you get them, and you can send them back, it's still a pain in the butt. So I don't even want to mess with that. So I just stay away from those items.
I see. Yeah, I heard you had a shed full of nickel and
Yeah,
half full of nickel, half full of copper. Yeah, that's funny.
yep, I do have it, and I've got wiring, I've got pipes, I've got pennies, I've got silverware that's like copper, but it's got like silver plated. I've got that. I've got these things you drink out of. They're like silver plated, but they're copper. I've got that. So yeah,
I want one of those.
jewelry. I got a lot of jewelry. It's copper, and it's actually fairly heavy. So I got bars that are copper.
Nice.
I think I've got a 2 and a 3 pounder. So
copper, yeah. You got a chalice out of silver, you say?
Yeah. Well, it's silver plated, but it's copper.
Oh,
it says it on the bottom, copper. So I get
silver
and I find those. I get them. I usually get them for nothing. So I just stockpile it. And when copper goes to the moon because of this EV stuff, I'll probably will cash it in. So I'm probably looking at 15 years before I can sell it. So I just keep it.
15 years on the EV copper is what you're looking at, huh?
Yep.
Cool.
It may take 20. It may take 20. They're not going to be able to do what they're saying now. You got to have a energy source to make the vehicles in the factory. And how are they going to do that if they won't allow coal or oil or any of those type of things to be used? The only thing they could do would be a nuclear reactor is how I look at it.
Yeah, well, nuclear, right? Might be what's running nuclear? I can't remember. Uranium.
Yep. Uranium's good. I think uranium is a buy. I think right now uranium is good. I think copper and nickel's good. I think platinum is really good. And of course silver, because I think silver will have its day sometime down the line. I think there's a lot of things can happen that with silver could explode. So I still like silver.
Yep.
Gold, in my opinion, and I'm thinking if Neil's still here, we feel it's an awful high price to be buying at it if you're going to go, with coins or bars, even with the prim. So I feel like it's just too high to go. If I'm going to get gold, I'm getting jewelry, because I can still get it at spot or below. So
but see, you have all your hold on, historic metals and historic. You've got all your experience though to go with you, nickel, to do that. A lot of us don't have that. I mean, it comes with time. Like good deals come with time. I mean, you just find it and you figure it. I mean, for me anyway, it's been a slow.
It's repetition. You have to. It's an item you got before. You tested it. You know what it is, and you see it, and then that's what it is, and you go after it. Whereas some people will look at it and go, I don't know if that's gold or not, or I don't know if I want to do that. But see, I bought all these things. Like I might have 100 of the same item because I've seen it in auctions. I say, I know what that is, and I'll bid on it and get it. And someone else probably won't be willing to bid as high because they don't know for sure what they're getting. So yeah, that is true. That's true.
But yeah, you should do like a little bit more on the live end, like when you're doing the bid and show us what you're looking at. I mean, I admit, like if I had more of the knowledge that you had, I'd be more interested in doing that. I just know I don't have it, so I kind of shy away with stuff I feel more comfortable with. But I mean, I think if you've been doing it like you have for a while, it's great to be where you're at basically and have that knowledge to basically stack at a better price, obviously, right?
Yeah, is that technically a coin? They call these odd shaped things coins. I think that's technically a coin.
Yes, it is. This one, there's
a bar is a bar to me, and oddity is an oddity. I always think a coin is round. So
yep. I think that's why these kind of got a little popular because of they're unique, or whatever, and considered a coin. They did the shipwrecks. It's like the Batavia. There's kind of a bunch of famous shipwrecks, and they did with each coin a different ship. So I didn't get the.
Now you don't do graded, do you?
Actually, that's kind of where I started. In fact, I was just showing this in a different on the Supremes channel. I don't do much anymore. When I started, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is I started for kind of it's kind of a subscription thing where monthly you get a coin continuously, and they had a couple different programs. You could get an MS-70 Eagle, and it had a different state series on the label, but it's just an Eagle, and you're paying a high premium for an MS-70 Eagle and some piece of paper up top. But when you don't know if you don't want to buy a fake silver, that it's real through this company. And that's why I was like, well, I knew I was overpaying, but I wanted to get the experience and education, and I was helping them sell at gun shows. And so, yeah, I got probably a lot of stuff that, I paid too much for, but it's how it's kind of like, to me, it's like, going to school or whatever. I mean, I do everything just by doing it. And then that knowledge, through my mistakes, that's my payment. So, but this was one of the things that I got through that company. And they had the state series, which was Eagles. And then you would get a variety series, which they got to pick. And, sometimes it'd be Superman or whatnot. But then they got on this U.S. State Animal Series, and I got this one here,
Butterfly,
and Montana Morning Cloak.
And well, I mean, it's different. It's different. I got to be honest. I haven't seen one with a butterfly on it, so I would say, does it give you a how many they made? Does it tell you what that number that is of how many?
2,000.
Okay. Well, 2,000 is not a high number. I've always told people this too. My advice I give them, I'm not a financial guy, but I'd always tell people, if it's 200 or less of something, buy it. I don't care if it's art, coin, bar, whatever it is, get it, because 200 is a low number and it can only go up over time. So yeah, that's the advice I'd give.
Well, this is an MS-70, and I paid $140 for it, and like within a year, it went up to 1,000. We just looked on a live stream a couple nights ago, and it was at 1,100, but I've seen it up to 1,500 before. So it went up in a year's time, like a lot. So that's one coin that I got slabbed that's really done well for me. I have a few slabs. I also have the Biblical series, the first few of these coins slabbed in MS-65 and above. This was a 64, so I had a better one sent in and got a 65. So I have a set of these in 65 or above. They're kind of valuable. I haven't looked at the price lately, but they're 2 ounce. And I have some. I have both slabbed and then new.
Yeah, it's a thick one.
Yeah, the box is actually still sealed plastic, so I have some value there. But mostly since then, I've pretty much stuck away from the slab stuff. I might have got a couple nice Morgans in slabs, but mostly.
Well, far as grading, I think if it is a valuable coin, it's okay to grade it. Even like I had a $20 double gold Eagle, and I went ahead and sent it in and graded it. It had been cleaned. So they said that on there, they'll put that on there, but they checked it out and it was NGC. So you now know. It made it easier for me to trade because people knew it was real.
Yeah.
So the more valuable ones, I don't see anything wrong with grading. But if you're talking like a 2023 Eagle, no. I mean, because it's probably MS-70. I would say the vast majority of them are 6.9 or 70. So why get it graded? And you know what it is. So, I mean, I don't know why people do that. And it costs the money to grade it. And I just think I just don't think it's very smart. And I don't go for the shipwrecks. So, I know that a lot of these companies want you to because they make more money off of that. But
yeah,
I don't do the shipwrecks. I don't do hoards. I don't do that. So I just stay away from that type of stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Because if crap hits the fan, you know what you're going to get for that hoard coin or that shipwreck? You're going to get what the spot price is in it. That's all you're going to get. So if you pay a lot extra for all that, you're not going to do it. That type of stuff is good when it's booming and there's millionaires and they're collecting, and a millionaire will pay a lot more than it's worth because he don't have it. So that's good for that. But I don't think we're going to have those times anymore. So,
Yeah, well, if there's a lot of different ways to look into that. If it hits the fan totally, like it may, I'm not saying it's not going to, then I agree with you completely that, in that type of a chaotic situation, your ounce is going to be your ounce. But to an extent, always. I mean, there's going to be some stuff that's rare that's going to carry more value. I mean, if the price of gold and silver goes up, the premium is going to go up on that piece as well. So, I mean, to an extent, like this stuff, I agree. But there's stuff out there that some ancient, like I deal in ancient coins in a little bit, and I mean that stuff. You just ain't gonna go melting that down, I mean that's got value there that's more than silver. So but overall, I agree to an extent. I definitely have mostly quit stacking. Like I was saying, that deal with Arc Silver, those core basic ASEs at 2750. I'm getting back in there to help fill up that'll put me at 100 Eagles, and I consider that kind of some of my core stack. And then I have just basic ounces, like out of that Comex bar. That's just ounces sliced off of a Comex bar, so. I definitely like doing my core stack just as low as you can get, close to spot, or if you have the smarts you do, possibly under spot. But yeah, I mean that's the way to do your core stack. But like this whole chest here was a chest that I wanted to, if I had a live stream, I want to go through it and have some variety, something to look at, so I have a core stack that's just metal. And then I have something that right now somebody might be interested in getting this from me, if I decided to sell it. So that's more where I'm at. But at this point, yeah, I'm back to trying to get some of that core stack built up a bit more.
Well, when I started out, there was probably only two companies that you could get a bar from, Engelhard, and there was another one. and now there's a ton of them, and yeah, they've made it collectible now because there's so many companies, and designs. But when I started out, it was straight up silver. You didn't have a artwork with it. It was just straight up silver. It was just the silver content. So that part has changed. So, but I had no idea that people would really like collect bars. I mean, I can see coins, but I can't get over the point that they collect bars. I see Stack the Golds in here.
Yep. Stack that gold. Thanks for being here, man.
Now he's got 4 20 double eagles, and he's got at least 2 of them, I think, graded. Which, like I said, when you talk about a coin like that, you got history, you got the gold content, and you can. It's also verifying it's gold.
Yep.
You don't have to depend on somebody testing it. They know it's been tested because it's got NGC on it or the other good company on it. And there's really only 2 I would trust to grade, and that's NGC and the P. What's the other one?
PCGS.
Yeah, that's it. And they told me before, people, when I tried to sell back when I was starting out, there was a couple of graded ones I tried to sell, and the company told me, they said, we look at that as just an ungraded piece of silver, because they don't go by that company's grade. But they did say the other 2 they would give you more for it. So that's why I would only stick with those 2. I wouldn't do the other up and comings, ICQ or whatever. They don't trust the grading of those. So
yeah. Well, did you hear about the new grading company that's out now?
Okay, what's that one?
So that's John Albanese. He just possibly he may be the founder of NGC and the C one that we just mentioned.
Well, so he left and he's on his own now.
Well, that both of the here's the down low story. I don't know. I better not get myself in trouble here, but from what I understand, NGC and PCGS have been bought out by one owner now. And people are worried that they're starting to wane a little bit on their grading so that they can get more inventory, make more money. So then this guy, John Albanese, he's the guy that's also behind the CAC sticker. Have you heard of the CAC bean basically sticker?
No, that's all new to me. I haven't heard anybody talking about that.
Well, Stack That Gold, he probably knows about a CAC sticker. But anyway, that guy I think is John, or I think that's the guy behind CAC sticker. Anyway, John Albanese, he's pretty big in the coin world, and he started up a whole nother grading, slabbing, company, from my understanding of it. And I think that will be big as well because it will give competition to those other two. And so that might be something to, anyway, that's what's going on at the moment, I think.
Well, now he's mentioned Annex. I do not trust Annex.
Yeah.
I've had coins graded by them, and I'm going, there's no way that this is that high grade. You can just see, but looking at it, it's not.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to be big, but then I've heard several stories where I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going that way then. So for me, I don't go that way anymore either. I thought they were going to come back and be big because they're just the third runner and not like nobody ever looks at them. And I'm like, well, why don't they? And then I hear, well, there might actually be something behind it. So I don't know though. I don't know.
I think NGC would take an Annex coin, and if they've got it, say MS64, I think NGC would say, oh, it's 60, or 61 or something. I don't think that they would agree. They would be harder on it. So therefore, I think it's like baseball cards. Yeah, I was in that before you had all the grading stuff. And now, if you're going to get any money with them, it's got to be graded, and it's got to be it's got to be Beckett or, gosh, I can't think of the other one. I can't think of the other one other than that. But they're considered the two in grading those. And it just changed everything because it used to be you had a guide you went by, and the guy buying it said, I think it's this. You said, I think it's that. And you meet somewhere in the middle, and you made a deal. Now, it's got to be pretty much graded, or you can't get anything for them. So,
yeah. Well, see, that's interesting, Nick, because that's kind of where my channel is actually kind of founded or pressing towards, is because, in the ancient coin world, do you know much about you ever look into ancient coins much?
I've got a few. I've got a couple. I've got one that's a very old Roman, and I've got one that's a very old Indian, and like 1400.
Okay. Busy.
So yeah, so I got really two old ones. One I think's got gold in it. I don't know what the amount is because my Sigma can't test it because it's not high enough gold content.
Yeah.
And the other one I think is copper. And then that mite, the widow's mite or something. I know a lot of people like to have that in their collection. I don't think I have that, but
yep, I got one of those. Yeah. So I'm getting into the ancients. I don't know. There's something about them that kind of drawn me, and I can't keep out of them. But that's kind of one of the things. So I go a lot through Harlan Burke, and they're pretty well known in the ancient coins, and they have never sold a slabbed coin. But in America, since no one really knows what they're doing in ancients, people are, unless they're very knowledgeable in ancients, they're just buying slabbed because, they don't have the trust, they don't know, and they figure, okay, if it's been through NGC, then, it's been vetted. So slabs are now huge, but the thing about holding an ancient coin is holding it. This thing is 2,300 years old. And
I think I saw you get that coin. Yeah, I saw that coin that you got out of I saw when you opened that one up.
Yeah. So there's something about holding the coin like this that does something for me that holding, a new coin doesn't. And
yeah, because that one's got a history to it.
For sure. I mean, the symbology in these coins are, you have a god seated on a throne holding a scepter. So, and then over here we have Alexander the Great, who's the known conqueror of that part of the world at that time. Putting this
yeah.
is basically
remember, I thought it was Medusa. It looked like Medusa with the hair, like it looked like it had snakes in his head. But you told me who it was. Remember, I asked you about that when I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are some coins with Medusa on them from ancient times, but this one is actually, everybody pretty much agrees now, Alexander the Great with a lion headdress on him. And I, to me, this just says, like, have you heard of the phrase, the Lion of the tribe of Judah?
Yep.
Well, what does that mean? The power
of the tribe of Judah, or the leadership, right? I mean, that's what this coin is saying, right? And I mean, all of that symbology to me, I find wrapped up in these coins, and I love to hold them. And it just, you know, to me, that does something. Whereas the first one I got was in a slab, and I just couldn't quite make it to it, and I didn't quite scratch my itch until I got one in my hand. So I'm kind of with Harlan Burke on that, and that, you know, he says that, you know, true ancient coin dealers / you know, clients usually buy raw. It's all the new people who are rushing into the slabbed world, which is helping bring people into ancients, which is great. But it's like with ancients, it's like, you know, you want to hold, you know, to me, get it in your hands, because that's where it's at. That's where I got great enjoyment out of. And if you're going to spend a premium on a coin, you know, why not spend it on something like this, where
You should go on an archaeological dig in Israel and be with them when they find the coins that they find under the ground.
right? Isn't that just, I mean, that's where these coins are coming out of, hoards
Yeah.
out of the ground, and they're, you know, some of them in pretty good condition. Silver and gold, I mean, that if you want to know how well a silver and gold coin can last, here you go. And these silver coins are like 97-98% pure.
And maybe there's a coin out there that it hadn't been found yet that will show how the pyramids were made. They might do it in illustration on a coin.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be too cool. That would be really cool. It'd be a very valuable coin.
No doubt. So this coin here with the lion on the back of this bull, you can find on Syrian temple walls from this time, which is like almost 2,500 years ago. And on the back here, we have Zeus supposedly seated on the throne, holding his scepter with an eagle and grapes. Let me grab my. So right down here we have grapes, and up here we have a head of wheat by that eagle. So I can't quite get it to focus, but I mean, just the amount of symbology, and then you can read over here on the side. I mean, the Greek language as well has been like a foundational language that, I mean, Romans, I mean, there's been little tweaks made, but you learn some Greek and you can go back a long ways. So anyway, and this even goes back a little before the Greek coin that I was just holding, but anyway, getting off subject a little bit here, but yeah, I just think that there's some interest in holding ancient coins unslabbed that, I don't know, I find enjoyable. Okay, here where are we at in the chat? Losing my place. So so you got Neil coming up. Who else? Is he coming up next, or who's next?
Yeah, he's Sunday.
All right.
Yep. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it could be the best one I've had yet. And so I don't know how long we'll be on. I mean, we may get tired. I don't know. I hope it don't go 2 hours, but if it's informative, then so be it. So it may end up even being 2 hours. I don't know. Look at Neil. He's sweating now. He's saying, what? 2 hours? He's going to back out on me. And, Tiger here. What? Let me see. Tiger Stacker's here. Look at there.
Tiger. Hey, Tiger. Thanks for being here, man.
What's he a doctor of? I heard he's a physician. What's his specialty? Is he going to tell us? I don't know if he's ever told anybody.
I heard emergency.
I need to get him on as a mystery guest, I guess. He would be a good one because I haven't had a doctor yet. And there's somebody that's talking like he'd like to do it, and he's in the airline industry. I don't know if y'all could figure out who that might be.
Who are you talking? Say that again.
He's in the airline industry. So you may
coming up on your show?
Maybe. I've been talking with him, and I think he wants to do it, and we just haven't got it all down yet. And then I've got another one that I know it'll be the funniest one. and I've got him. He says he definitely wants to do it, and he's going to get back to me when. So I got those two coming up sometime in the near future. Tully, I don't think it's going to happen because she's so private. She's such a private person. I think it's going to be hard to do, and I don't blame her. She just, she wants to. She don't, want. I guess people showing up at her door, figuring out where she's at and everything. I understand that.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's a little intimidating. And yeah,
Superman. My next one after Neil is Superman. No, I don't think so. I've already had Rocky. If you're talking about Rocky Superstar, I've already had him. Wonder Woman. Everybody keeps saying Wonder Woman. I'm going, who's that? Who's that supposed to be? Oh, Tiger Stacker. He got a pretty good guess in there. It could be Tiger Stacker. It could be that person. I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to tune in when it happens. So
when you stack silver, liver, nickel, what do you just? You must just wait for absolute bottom dollar. I heard I think on your bio you said 10,000. Is that right? 10,000 ounces is where you're trying to get to?
Yep, 10,000 in any form, including quadruple silver. Now, quadruple silver is antique. They don't do that anymore. So you're looking at late 1800s, early 1900s, maybe upwards of 1920s. And so it's an antique, but yet it's also quadruple, and you get about 3 to 5% silver in it. And I really feel that I think silver will get to a price that you actually can make some pretty good money on that too, because I can usually get that fairly good for a fairly good price. Now, if it's in top-notch shape, it's hard to get for a decent price because it's antique. But yeah, I've got that. I've got every type of thing you can think of. If it's silver, it's got sterling in it, or 900 silver, or 800. I have it, and it's so many things that silver's in, and people just don't realize it. They may be looking right at it and not realize that that's sterling silver, and and silver is silver. So
yeah,
and coins are melted down for items, and then items are melted down to make coins. So it just gets recycled. So and silverware is an excellent item to build up a silver weight. If you're looking just for silver, I think they're excellent. Now, again, when you go to turn that in, there's probably more of a processing cost because 925, they got to make it 999. And so there is a process that makes it a little bit more expensive probably to do. So there's that aspect, but if you get it for like under spot like I do, then I don't worry about that. So I'll get that back.
The sterling, I've heard that. See, that's what that throws me off a little bit, because when I thought sterling must be less than 90% the way it's sneered at or whatever. But it's actually 92. So it's above grade of 90%. It's just that since
90, it's technically 93, and your constitutional silver is 90. So you're really getting better silver than those coins, but the coins are more well known, and the coins are in final form. So, it's constitutional is great silver. It's still great silver to have, and apparently so, because you can't hardly get it for a decent price anymore. So I think everybody's figured that out.
Yeah. Well, what about the sterling? Is it harder to refine?
They have it's a different process to it, and again, the 900 silver is probably not going to be melted down to make 999 silver, but a fork is going to be. A spoon is going to be melted, and then they're going to turn that into silver bullion. So there is a process there, and a little bit bigger expense to convert that, get that over to 999. So that's the reason why. And I don't think it's a huge difference in the processing fees and stuff, but it is some there, I think. So
I see. Yeah, I heard something like that it's a little bit tougher to work with or something, refining, so that That's one of the reasons it's not as jumped on as 90%.
Now, the coins that were melted down, like the Morgans and stuff, they did that for industry. So, but now they mine, they're so efficiently mined that they don't have to do that anymore. So I don't see that ever happening where, all the constitutional coins are gone because they just melted it for the silver to use in industry. I don't see that happening. So
Either, yeah.
It'll be silverware, jewelry, and see, to get people to give that up, silver's going to have to get to $75 an ounce for most people to say, hey, for $75 an ounce, I'll let this go. Up to 50, they may not. They say, well, it means something to me. It's got sentimental value, whatever it is. But when you start getting 75 or higher, I think people will say, the heck with that. I want the money. So
it's a cute little seahorse till it hits 75, and then it's just silver.
Well, I'm trying to say is it's going to have to be a price
right.
that you're going to give a jewelry that's perfectly good, but you're not willing to give it up at a certain price. But if you get 75 or higher, I think a lot of people will say, I can say goodbye to this, and they would rather have the cash. So
right. Especially if times get tight like they may here coming up, huh?
Well, now Zach the Gold brought up 40% silver. That I could see all that being melted down and made better. Yeah. Because it's not as desired like the 90 or 999 bullion. So I could see 40% being completely recycled and those coins disappearing. That could possibly happen. And of course, if you keep a few, then they're worth a lot of bucks because there won't be many of them. But I can see that happening to the 40%. I like 40%. I like fractional silver. I like fractional platinum. I like fractional gold. I'm a fractional kind of guy. And jewelry, if you get jewelry, 14 karat, 18 karat, 10 karat, that's really fractional gold. So
Craig says it's easy to melt down sterling. Need some nitric. That's interesting when they refine with acids. Scary stuff to me, but fun to watch.
Yeah, but 999, it's ready to go. You could make a bar out of a coin, or take bars and make coins out of those. So, it's just an easier process if it's already 999.
Obviously, yeah.
So,
yeah. So with your silver, Nickel, do you buy? You haven't bought coins then, but like, do you just buy rounds, or you buy just big bars, or you just don't buy much anymore unless you see that? Like, how about right now with the price dropped? As you looking for silver, or where's your focus?
Only if I could get it a spot. If I could get it a spot on an auction, and you're not going to be able to do that. So, with premiums like they are, you're not going to get it on an auction at spot price. You're just not. So, if I'm lucky, I might find, like, I got that. You saw that big one Troy pound of silver coin I had. It's like an eagle. If you watch my video, I got one of them. I just put it back on and showed it again. I got that for $2.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it was in a lot, and so I figured what each item cost me. So that I got that for $2, and apparently they didn't think that was real. They thought it was a coaster or something. Yeah. And it was the real deal. I mean, so yeah, you can get absolute great deals on auctions. You can. It just depends on the item and who you're bidding against. And there's usually 5 people like me I'm going up against.
So what kind of auctions are these? Where an estate sale type thing? What are you looking for when you type? Like, what do you type in your browser when you're going hunting?
Most estate sales now are online. Some are online and in person, but there's not many in person anymore. I mean, around here, they used to be all in person, and now most of these companies around here, they want to do it all online. So There's the deal on that. I've got some great deals of silverware online. Now, the deal with silverware is you want to get some that don't match. So if it's all different designs in there, you can get that for probably below spot. If it's all one pattern, you're not going to get that below spot. There's going to be somebody that wants that complete set, or they have the set and they want these as extra, and you're going to have a hard time. And it's usually a woman bidding against you.
Sure.
And she'll go way over spot to get that.
Sure, that makes sense. I see.
Oh, Stack to Go's asking me if I do storage auctions. I do not, because of all the stuff that's in there, and I don't have any space to store it. I'm already full capacity. I'm, coins and bars are small. I can always make room for them. But furniture, all that stuff you get with it, yes, you can get lucky, and you can find, 18 karat gold jewelry. You can find one guy found gold coins. You remember that deal was in the news? He got like I think close to $1 million in gold coins, but it don't happen often, and it's not worth it to take the chance and have all. And you got to clean that out. You have so much time to get everything cleaned out of there, and that means you got to do something with it. So if I knew somebody was in the flea market that sold furniture, I could say, hey, $5 a piece for furniture. I could get rid of that to them. But some of the stuff, you would have a hard time. And you can't fill up their junk bins. You have to take it off and find a place to throw it away yourself. So there's a lot of, you see the Storage Wars they have on, and it's interesting. I like to watch it. But they have big warehouses. They can take all that stuff and store it and price it and everything. I don't have anything like that, so I don't do the storage for that reason. Now, if I've got somebody that leaked something to me and said, hey, there's gold coins in there, or hey, there's silver, I might do it just to get that and then just throw the other stuff away or give it to somebody to sell. Or but that ain't going to happen because they're technically not supposed to do that. So
technically,
same way with guns. If you can get a storage unit that's got shotguns and guns in there, you're going to do okay. But, it don't happen all that often. And I've heard of sport cars being in there, restored cars like a Corvette, or, you get them sometimes. But I'm telling you, they show the best of on this Storage Wars. Look at all the ones they get that it's absolutely nothing but junk. You don't get to see that. So.
Man, I was just looking at this coin. Oh, look at how it's got those little, looks like if you hold it in the light right, you can see the clouds above, and then it has like the water ripples down under its wings, like it's standing in water, that whatever this bird is.
No problem, Craig. Yeah, I do. I have showed auctions. I said, hey, this stuff's on there. I'm not a millionaire. I can't buy all of it. And I've told them where the site was, probably put a link in, and people's gone and looked. I don't know if anybody's ever won anything or not on them, but I do sometimes give if it's a lot of stuff, I generally will go and do a posting on my YouTube channel, and I'll tell them about it. So William E. voice sounds familiar. I guess he talked about me because I got a witch face on there.
Yeah, I didn't notice you when you popped up either. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh man, the safes. If you see a safe in there, Craig, you can bet on that because there's probably a 50-50 chance that you're going to find, coins or old cards or whatever in a safe. So cash, I've seen them just pull out cash, hundreds, you wouldn't believe, thousands of dollars out of those safes. So that makes it, but then everybody else is going to bid too. You're not going to get it for a good price because everybody bids on safes.
So what, they open it up and show people for a minute or what?
They open up the door and you can look in. You cannot step in. You cannot touch anything. So then you got to look in there and then you start bidding. I've seen people bid. It was a bunch of boxes and all the boxes were empty. So they paid $2,000 for just boxes. Yeah. So that's the risk. So there's your risk for it. That's why I don't do it. If I'm on an auction and I can see the item on the auction, they even give descriptions of it. You know what you're bidding on. So, or you have a good idea what you're bidding on. And then sometimes the auctioneers are wrong. They didn't say that one pound troy ounce coin. They did not think that was silver. Apparently, they did not say that was silver. They didn't say it was 995. So I said, well, I'm pretty sure it is because I saw Yankee and Tim had one about the same one he pulled out. Yeah. And I said, that's the one I'm bidding on. So then I got it. And so basically, I got that lot totally everything in it. There was other stuff in there that was good too, but the coin was the best item. I got it for $79 total, and the coin they're selling for like $350 online right now.
Oh, get out, man!
So, but when you average it out per item, it averages to 2. But even if you don't want to say that, if I paid $79 for that coin, I still got it for a third, a fourth,
Joseph,
I got it for 25% of its value, and I got all the other items free. So it's worth to do it. It's worth to take a risk, especially if you see jewelry. So, yep, I love doing it. I've been doing that now for a long time, and I used to sell in the flea market. So I would buy stuff, and then I would sell it on there, and I would keep the gold and silver, and then I would sell the other stuff in the flea market. So
nice. Oh, that's cool to hear how you've been doing it, man. That's quite a goal you got for yourself. Hey, Joe Lopez, thanks for showing up here.
well, put it this way: if you get 10,000 ounces and silver falls to $10, you still have 100,000 in silver. If you need to convert that over to cash,
no doubt. My goal right now is 1. So,
no, what 1,000?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably enough. I mean, you sure don't need 10,000, but that's just a goal I just like to have.
Sure. No, I mean, I wouldn't mind having that myself. I just right now I'm going for 1. So,
gold is the only thing about gold. I don't like gold. I like platinum. I like silver. I like rhodium. I like nickel, and I like copper. They're the metals I like the best. But gold, everybody knows what gold is. Gold it's overrated. There's no doubt about it. But everybody thinks it's valuable, and as long as that's the case, you got to have it. That's just how I look at it. It's just a necessity you got to do. But again, yeah, Neil saying go to government auctions, better resell stuff cheap and well cared for. So, and plus I get ivory. Most people today don't know what ivory is. I can look at it and I know it's ivory. Most people can't do that. So, I do get ivory. I probably got 250,000 in ivory.
I was wondering about that. I seen you pulling out an ivory piece and saying you look for it, and I thought, I bet I hadn't even thought of that, but once you said it, I just was like, man, I bet that's going to be a solid.
And that's a long-term investment too, because I think the elephants are going to die out because of what they do. They have the government. If the government's doing something, I can tell you it's not going to work. And elephants do not reproduce good in captivity. And to protect them, eventually they're all going to have to be in captivity, and they're eventually going to die out. They're not going to reproduce quick enough, and they're going to die out like the dinosaurs. And then there's no use saying ivory's illegal, is it? Because there's no elephants that can be killed for it. So they'll probably make it legal again, and for about a year or two, it'll be big time money. And then I think after that, everybody will say, "Oh, well, what's the big thrill or deal on it?" And then prices will go back down. But so that's what I think about ivory.
Yeah. Well, I think the elephants will probably be here for a while personally, but I think with the whole on both sides of the aisle, and let's
say platinum.
They play that so often that it's just like you can always be on both sides of that fence, and reality is gonna kind of keep always going. And so, like, whether there was an argument or not, the reality of the case is still going to carry on. And I just find that often they just use that just to create chaos.
Well, it's like if they decide that individuals cannot own gold anymore, unless you're a corporation or a LLC, say they do something like that, which you'd have to register, you'd have to pay your fees, and they can make money off of it. But if they make it illegal, it'll be a black market. And of course, gold, you ain't seen nothing on gold. Or same with silver. If they decided they just want the industry to have it, they'll make a black market, and both will skyrocket. Because drugs, look what drugs go for. Right. You legalize drugs, what happened? Price goes down.
I agree. And I think when I look into silver, I think that, like you're saying, whether almost no matter which way you take it, I have trouble seeing silver staying down myself personally. I know a lot of people laugh at that,
but I don't know.
Well, Mexico is about mined out. So, and that's what are they percentage to the world of 1/3 of the source of silver? So if they go down and they don't have any more silver, if the environmentalists say we can't do any new mines, silver's become scarce. I mean, even more scarce. And if you look at what you mine in gold and what you mine in silver, the ratio is a lot smaller than what they're saying the price is.
Right. Well, I mean, to me, that's kind of the argument. People will say, well, why would you be in silver? Look what it's done. It's like half of its all-time high. Well, be in gold. It's almost, and I'm like, you're proving my point right there, man.
Yep. Silver can only go up in the future.
That's what I'm looking at.
And the gains, and you look at it, what's the lowest it's been? It hasn't been below 20 in how long? I mean, so you can see it. It's going to gradually increase, and the new low will be higher than the previous. So that pretty soon it'll be 30, it'll be as low as it'll go. It won't go below 30. And then it'll eventually get to 40 and won't go below 40. And say it's going to gradually climb. And so, yes, I think silver is still a great investment. I think it's long term, but I think it's great. And what happens if, and I don't know if he's still here or not, Neil, what happens if a country decides to make platinum, back their dollar up with platinum? That would change the whole situation with platinum.
I didn't care. What would change the situation with platinum?
If a country, we know China wants gold to back their currency up. But if another country, an African country, says, hey, we're going to go with platinum, and that's going to back our dollar up, that would all right there would change the whole, would change everything.
Yeah. I've heard Neil talk a little bit about Russia. Has used it before. I don't know exactly. Well, we have it on our coins, right? I mean, we have actually dollar-denominated platinum right now.
Right. So that argument, and Neil agrees with me, that argument is that it's not a monetary metal is false. It is, because it got $100 written on it. Is that right, Neil?
That's exactly. Somebody made a comment like on that lines of it'll never be money or denominated, and I sent him a link to, I think it was APMEX with a denominated platinum piece. I'm like, what do you call that?
Yeah, if Russia, China, and South Africa, if they made platinum the metal that they're going to back their currency up with, if they did this for the BRICS, I don't know what platinum goes to, but it would be a new high, a new all-time high. I'm sure of it. So, but they're not going to, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. In fact, I kind of think it's going to be quiet. When is this BRICS announcement supposed to be coming up here soon, right?
Yeah. Well, it's leaked that they're going to do gold, but
right, it's leaked. But I think that's about all we're going to get from this. I think it'll be pretty quiet. Like, I don't think they're going to announce it, is what I mean. But I think it's actually kind of already being put in place quietly,
Yeah, Neil says 1825 to 1845, Russia used platinum coins. So, yeah, I mean, they have coins. I see them up for sale at auctions, and they're Russian. They're Russian coins, and they're platinum. So this I don't know why they say it's not a monetary metal when it surely is, or was, or is for some. You know,
I mean, it is right now. I mean, it is. Yeah. It's just it's not actually maybe noticed by many of anybody, but it's I mean, it's on there. It's denominated. So
yeah, I think the potential for platinum is phenomenal. It's a heck of a buy right now. It could become a better buy. The only problem with platinum is, do I buy now, or do I think it's going to go down a little lower and then buy then? That's what you got to say. And I think I better not say that. I better say something for the show. Me and Neil better cool it a little bit, or it won't be no use having it. We'll have the show here instead of
right. Yeah, we better save the platinum conversation for Neil. But I'll try to stop with this. Neil's comment here is the first Platinum Eagle was minted in 1997, and that's the 1/4 ounce that I have is a 1997 1/4 ounce. I believe it's proof too. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, I think it's going to be positive, but
I think palladium can only go down. That's my personal
why
opinion.
I said when it gets under 1,000, I'm going to start looking at it, and it's almost there.
It's going under 1,000. It's going under 1,000, and it should have never ever got to 3,400. Now, the only thing I can think, I can remember it never got higher than 600. Back when I had my first 1 ounce palladium, it was a maple leaf. I ended up selling it, I think, for 650, and I just gave up on it. I said, this palladium ain't going nowhere. It's never going to be anything. And then it jumps to 3,400, and I'm assuming that they knew the war. They knew it was going to be some kind of problem with Russia, and a lot of people bought it, feared that they wouldn't be able to get it later, and that probably pushed the price up a lot. I know that the car companies went from majority platinum to majority palladium on their Cadillac converter, and I think that was a big factor in it. But again, the car company is going to want to make their cars cheaper. I think they're going to go back to platinum. That's just my person. They're going to die. It's going to be mostly platinum and then some palladium, and that's what it used to be. And I think that right there, you'll see platinum go back up to its average prices again. So I think something big is going to happen with platinum. You just can feel it. It's going to happen. Well,
I wouldn't argue it.
But I think my personal opinion is palladium will probably drop to 800. That's why I'm not buying it. I don't want it. Yes. You know, it's even more overrated than gold, and gold is pretty overrated. You know, gold is glorified. It's just glorified. You know, when you see a crown on TV, what is it? It's gold.
Sure. Been that way for it's like the best element, right? Or I mean, it's right up there anyway. It's there's something about it. I mean, I hear you. I actually myself like silver, but I mean, I got to admit, I mean, the stuff doesn't tarnish. I mean, like you can get a gold coin from 2,500 years ago, and I mean, that thing is just popping still. So, or can be anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. It's something that people have always wanted, has always had a use. I mean, even if you think about it, you know, and that's another thing that bothers me of late is I hear people say like, "Oh, what is value? Is if it's a fake thing or something."
Well, you know, they used to put platinum in costume jewelry because they just didn't see the value, I guess, in it, and I don't think they knew how much there was of it. And you know, it didn't get discovered until Neil probably knows this more than me. I believe it was late 1800s before they really knew what it was. And now, if platinum would have been discovered at the time of gold, I think platinum would be all you'd hear of. Platinum would be the item instead of gold. You know, it's good as platinum instead of good as gold. You'd hear it's good as platinum. And so I think because it was later used, I think that's why that platinum is, you know, it was purely based on the scarcity, probably of it being outpricing gold. But I think that because gold is so talked about and it's in books, it's in movies, it's in everything glorified, that I think that's why everybody thinks gold is the most valuable.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, what would you put on top of you might say platinum, and I'm, you know, that might be a thing, but other than that, I mean, like that was only discovered here a little bit ago, so that's, you know, gold's kind of
and the jewelry industry, it goes in and out. It's popular, it's not popular, it's popular. I believe a lot of your jewelry makers are buying platinum like it's going out of style, because they know later it's going to go up, and then they can make their jewelry now with it and then sell it later. So you're going to see that another move, and platinum is going to be the thing to have jewelry in, and it's going to be huge before it's over. Vera Wang, she makes a lot of her jewelry is platinum. So I look for that to happen too. I bet she's buying it up by the tons.
I thought I was going to have to send you this round the other night when I seen you live, Nickel.
What's that one? What's on it?
No mask required.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon, on the back. Well,
I gotta convince Stack the Gold to start stacking the platinum. Stack that platinum is what he's gonna have to. Now I think he's gold. He's all in on gold, and you know, he's doing well. He's got. I've been impressed. I'm impressed with him, and I'm impressed with Chef. Chef is really going to town on gold. He's going, man. He's got all kinds of gold, and it is, like I said, it's a necessity. You must have it. With the way that everything's done, it's one of those things you got to have. I guess like a cell phone. You got to have the latest, greatest thing nowadays. I don't have any. I still use a flip flop. So, but you know, Stack the Gold is now going towards platinum. I told you, Neil. I'm telling you, man. When we get done Sunday, I guarantee you, half the people that watch that will purchase platinum within a week. That's my prediction. So.
Well, you know, for Stack the Gold, I mean, I don't, you know, to each their own. As long, I think anybody that's stacking is doing well, whatever you're stacking, if it's metal. But, I mean, you know, if I was on top, I would be stacking gold. It's because I'm not on top that I'm stacking silver. I mean, gold is safety in my eyes. Like, you know, I think, and that's why the major countries are going into it right now. I mean, it's just, if you have the money, I mean, you just go to gold for the safety. Now, if you're, you know, on the bottom like me, that's where you're piling more. For me, that's why I'm piling more into silver than I am gold, is because I think it's got more upside potential. And then when it gets up there, I might hopefully bump over into a bit more gold. But
well, even Yankee stacking, it's even saying that maybe you should be looking at platinum, which I couldn't believe, but even he's come around. So I believe he's going to make some purchases. I think he's going to buy some platinum. So, and you know, he was dead against platinum all the way up until the last, probably the last 2 months. That's a star in it. That's what's that, a badge or something?
Yep, just a star, poured star. Down at the bottom, got some poured stuff down on the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. Neil's right about gold too. Gold gets recycled more than any metal. So there's always more gold the day before. I mean, the day after than the day before. Was that right? Yeah. So the future, more gold. So there's going to always be more gold, and it doesn't get thrown away and destroyed like silver does.
Exactly.
So silver, there's less silver probably the day before, but there's more gold.
See, that's gold is, like you're saying, it's from the beginning. It's been accumulated. It's been hoarded. We don't use it as much on things. I mean, it can be, but for the price, you know, you use other things. So that's kind of the thing that I'm seeing too, is the silver is, yeah, there's more of it, but it's all been used as well. Like, you know.
Yeah, gold is a status symbol.
I think silver is going to be where it's at as far as when crunch time goes, but I think gold will be safe.
But platinum jewelry is guaranteed for 200 years. And you can't say that about any other metal.
Well, I can say these ancient coins that are silver and gold have lasted 2,500 years, so they don't scare me that much.
Yeah, but jewelry you wear, so you beat it, you hit it.
Yeah.
You put it in stuff, you put it in soap and all. You shouldn't do that. You should take that, because if you got gemstones, never ever, you should take them off before you wash dishes, because I don't think we probably have to worry about that. And a lot of people have machines that wash their dishes, but you got to watch the gemstones if you got gemstones on there. But yeah, platinum is guaranteed to last you 200 years, which means you pass that kind of jewelry passes down to the next generation. So
here's my jewelry stack right here, Nickel. That's the jewelry that, now I have bought my wife a few 24 karat gold things, but as far as my stack,
that's 14 karat.
This is 14. Yep. You knew you could just tell by looking, couldn't you?
Yeah, because there's a different shade of gold. The richer the gold looks, the higher up you go. So, I mean, if I see something, I'll say, well, I think that's 18 karat. Well, I look at that, I go, I know that's 22. You know, so, yeah.
Well, that was impressive. Yeah, that's 14. Yeah.
You more impressive? I can look at a woman's finger, and I usually can tell them what size they are without sizing it. I'll say, what are you, 7.5? They'll go, yeah. And I'll go, well, I just so used to when I sold in the flea market, I saw so many women's hands that
Wow.
I can almost see the size before they ask.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a strategy, and I think Neil's going to too, on how you should invest in platinum. And I think he's going to agree with me. I think there's going to be people shocked, and I think he's probably going to comment on our interview and say no, but I think we're right, or I'm right, and I think Neil will agree with me. So we'll see if Yankee comments on it.
Yankee was in T's auction today.
Oh, T the Silver Stacker.
Yep.
Now, was that for charity?
That no, it was just a regular auction from
Okay.
T and what's his name showed up.
Oh, by the way, people too, older computers. You go back to computers from the 1980s. You can get like a half an ounce of gold out of those. You can get a lot of silver out of those. I'm just telling you. Huh? Yeah. And so that's why people want them. They don't want them to restore them. They want them to bust them open and get the metals out of them.
Oh, what years are you talking?
I know. I forget the model numbers, but I've heard some people talking about it. And then 1980-ish, probably 80, 81, somewhere in that line. I had the first Commodore 64, first home computer.
Really?
You use floppy disk. And when I say floppy, I mean really floppy disk. Couldn't get near a magnet. If you got near a magnet, it could erase everything on it.
What are you using now? You say you don't have a new iPhone. What you got a laptop going there? What are you on?
Yeah, I use laptops. I don't do the cell phone stuff. It's too little for me to read it. I can't even deal with it.
Supreme's in here. Thanks, Supreme. What are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Getting down to the end of my box. What time are we running anyway here?
No, wow. Joseph Lopez. Okay, make a video on what? On what? Getting gold and silver out of old computers? So Craig's here. Supreme Ginger Stacker's here. Stack the Gold still here. Neil's here. So
yeah. Have you what program are you run? Do you run any programs on your laptop for live streaming, or?
I do StreamYard.
Just StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know how you do the regular YouTube. I think some that just they don't use StreamYard and they have them on there, but I don't know. Now, I'm not too computer savvy. I'm not. I'm an old fogey, and I like old stuff. I'm into old, antique stuff, that kind of stuff. I'm not into new. My theory is, if it ain't broken, don't mess with me trying to fix it. So I do not go for the new stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I DJ and I stuck with vinyl, so I couldn't switch over to the digital wave. I like the physical vinyl.
I do like CDs, but it took me forever to do them. When they came out, I didn't have them. I always get into it after everybody else has left it.
Yeah.
And then that's when I did it. And then I started buying the greatest hits of all these groups and stuff and singers. And now I got a heck of a collection. I think I have 250 or 60 greatest hits CDs. And then I've got other CDs that's probably another 600 or so. So I'm big into music. I do like music, and I do like college basketball and medals and jewelry and gemstones and ivory. As long as it's legal, I take heat for that sometimes, but as long as it's legal, pre-1967, you're fine. You're good to go on it.
I see. Oh, I lost a camera here somehow. Over time, I have lost one of my cameras, but that's what I'm wondering when I'm doing these types of things. What all goes wrong? Yeah. One camera down so far.
Bacchus. What's a ABACUS? What is that? If I'm using it, I don't know what I'm doing because I don't know what that is. What's an ABACUS?
Where are you seeing that?
William E.
Oh,
I bet a Max. I don't even know what that is.
oh no.
Oh, the Bee Gees. I love the Bee Gees.
Oh yeah.
Man, they wrote Islands in the Stream for Dolly Parton. So I love the Bee Gees. I've got their greatest hits. Oh man, they were good.
Yeah, I got some.
Made a lot of money. They were big worldwide.
They did get big, didn't they?
Until disco left. When disco died, they kind of died with it.
And they were big before disco, and then they kind of took the disco world by storm. And then
they had some hits before disco, but they really took off with disco. I mean, that's them and ABBA, and there was 2 or 3 groups that were disco, and then went from disco. Disco here was about a 4-year period, and that it still was strong in Europe. Matter of fact, they still have discotheques to this day in Europe, but I think most of them do techno now. So Bob Seger was he's underrated. We had it the other day. We went through his songs on Popzilla, and I said I can't pick a favorite Bob Seger song because he had so many good ones. So he is very underrated.
Bob Seger.
Oh my gosh, he's got to have at least 15 hits.
See, this is the 3rd Britannia now that I have pulled out, and there are no milk spots on these things. There, Nickel.
Well, some people get lucky, and I've seen some almost the whole container had milk spots on it.
Recently or years ago?
Oh no, this is recent.
Oh really? All right. I hope Conscious Stacker and Chef will be hunkering down this weekend to prepare for a hurricane. You got a hurricane coming?
Oh, okay. Neil explained it to me. Okay, yeah, it's the thing that you add up using those little beads on a wire or something. You moving forward. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Ham radio. I still use ham. Now, I never have used ham radio, but I'll tell you something. It's not something bad to have. We could have, if you have one of those bombs that takes out everything that's communications, you could still do the ham radio.
Yeah, a ham radio, yeah. I looked at those a little bit. You a ham radio operator?
I am not, but I think that'd be something maybe to look into.
Yep.
Perhaps for the future here.
Yep.
But the problem you got is nobody else is either. So who are you going to talk to?
Right, and then you got to
sign in with the government basically for them to allow you on there legally. It's like, oh, you can do it, but don't do it unless you're on there. It's like, what in the world are you guys talking about? You can be on there, but won't be on there unless you're, it's like, quit, just tell me the truth. What are you talking about?
Hey, Morse code might come in handy too, Supreme Ginger. So I ought to show that. I've got an antique switch. It's on marble, and it would date back to probably the 1880s or something. And I should show that sometime. I still got that thing. A humongous switch. I guess it was used for laboratory, probably for experiments or something. Yeah.
Bit of hurricane there. What? There's a hurricane heading towards California.
That's what they're claiming.
Oh yeah.
I've been so busy trying to get my banking system set up so I can do some auctions and LLC stuff and YouTube, StreamYard, OBS junk, account after account after account. My brain's melted.
So your favorite 1 ounce round of silver is Britannicas?
No, not at all.
Well, you do get a better deal with those though.
Right. Yeah. No, I just stack a few because they're a little better deal sometimes. And I do like if I can get, well, like I just said, I'm going to be taking this deal that I got from Mark Silver, but uh, if I can get a coin at close to the price of a round, I'll go with a coin. But once those, once you start getting like the Eagle took off, forget that. Oh.
No, Eagles, until the premiums get back to 2 or 3, my suggestion would be don't buy them. The people.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're. I'm getting in because I don't think they're going to get that low. I think the whole thing's about to turn around a little bit. So, but you never know. She might go lower. But it never really upsets me much. Too bad. Like to me, I've kind of been expecting this. Like things are kind of going kind of like I thought they would. I mean, I'll admit, I thought silver at this point might be up a little bit from where it's at, but at the same time, I kind of knew it might go like this as well.
Well, let me tell you this: if how many people that's the population's in the silver stacking? Would you say maybe at most 3%,
Right?
2 to 3%?
Yeah.
Now imagine it's 6%.
Exactly.
And can you imagine what the price will be? Can you imagine what the premiums will be?
And we're already in a deficit, let alone what's happening in Mexico and the green. And I mean, I don't know. Just to me, I just silver.
Now let's talk platinum again. Just imagine what percentage of people stack platinum? Less than 1%. Now, what if that went to 5 or 6%?
Right. Nice little piece of poured. Cool color.
And William is buying American Silver Eagles. He thinks it's not a bad deal right now, so he's buying. So
hey William, I don't know if you've seen one of my last videos or not, but I just got a deal that I'm going to be going in on from Arc Silver. They're in what's it called? Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And it's a new startup business out of Jackson Hole. I think he's going to be dealing with, he's going to be a big dealer. And he reached out to me. I bought a few Comex bar slices off of him, which are very cool in themselves. You should check those out there in my last videos too. But he offered me a deal for American Silver Eagles at $27.50. An allotment of them until that gets emptied or nobody gets in on it. One of the two. He's got an allotment saved for me, so I'm getting in on it. And anyone who wants to go along, give me an email at longlivecoins@gmail.com, and however many you want, I will get them shipped to you free of cost with this first deal. So if you're buying American Silver Eagles, if you're beating $27.50, let me know. But if you want some at $27.50 and you're looking, reach out at Long Live Coins, or you can just go directly to Arc Silver and tell them Long Live Coins sent you. They're 2023s, yes sir. 2023s.
Now we talked about the Libertads. Now, if I understand this, they're limiting production of those. Is that correct?
Well,
so that's why they're higher. It's because they're good quality too. But you're getting, I don't believe they're making very many of those. Is that correct? They're really like limiting the production.
I'm hearing that this year, and I mean, there's years here and there where they don't come out quite as heavy. I mean, they have some heavy years, and as far as they just took off in popularity from not being popular to now they're one of the most popular. And I think they're going to do well this year when they come. They haven't even released this year, and everybody's wondering when are they going to release. So, or maybe they just now have. I should check on that, but they should be coming soon. But I think there's a lot of people chasing them.
I've got quite a few Mexican silver pesos, and I've got a couple of those Libertads. So I do like Mexican silver.
I do too. In fact,
their gold coins are really good.
Recently. Oh, I know.
If you're into gold. So
Yeah, have you seen the new Spain gold coins? You like those?
I don't know if I've seen those or not.
The lynx cat and the bull.
Oh yeah, I have. I've seen those.
Yeah, those are that's a new production line that I think is going to be pretty hot. I really like the old Libertad, this style right here. Are you seeing those?
Yep.
I like that old style too.
And they're a big coin too.
Yeah, and they got that edge lettering. That's where it's at. And another thing, what I do like about Silver Eagles, I noticed is, and I didn't know this till I have like, oh, where do I have? Here's my actual pocket pieces. This is what I jingle around and don't care about if I scratch up. I just wanted to get kind of a handle on my silver, see what happens if you're handling it all the time. How long will it take to wear out, yada, yada. So I've had these rattling around in my hands for 4 or 5 years now. Well, these ones haven't. These Eagles I just added in 21, I guess. But
William E. likes the tatas, yeah, that you have on the Libertads.
Yeah, no, I totally.
The woman.
Say.
Dolly Parton, she ain't though. That would take the whole coin up right there. You have to have one on one side and one on the other.
But yeah, so one thing about, I thought, well, what if I'm touching my coin all the time? Like, what's going to happen to? I thought it might tarnish really bad or something, but there was, it as long as you're handling it all the time, that thing does not tarnish. I have this thing set out, but if I just set a coin out on a shelf and leave it, it would start to tarnish. But if you're constantly handling it,
that's the same thing with copper. Copper, if you wear it, it can be black, and if you wear it within 3 days, it'll be shiny like you polished it.
Oh yeah, because that's what with this silver, it just stays like it doesn't. I keep waiting for it just stays polished because I always have it in my hands, I guess.
That's why a lot of people like rose gold, because it looks like copper. You knew there was 4 types of gold. You knew that, didn't you?
Well, let's hear it.
Well, you didn't look at my community section. Okay, you have yellow gold.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
White gold.
Yeah.
Rose gold and green gold.
What are the last two there?
The green, you've never seen green gold?
No.
Looks like that witch's face I got on here. It's about that green. And the secret is zinc. They mix zinc in there, and I think zinc gives it the green tone.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I'm gonna. There's a guy on here. He's a guy in New York, and he melts silver gold down and makes bars and stuff, and he makes stuff for famous people. I'm gonna try to contact him through YouTube and see if he will make me a 1 gram solid gold green gold bar, and I'm gonna have it and show it, and I'll probably have it on every show I do. I'll probably have it out there.
Go bigger than a gram if you're gonna.
No, it gets expensive.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather buy platinum, but
like that much more expensive.
No, the most expensive gold to do is white, because white has palladium in it. They use palladium to get it the white color.
That's what makes it gold?
Yeah. So that makes it. That's why if you get jewelry with white gold, it costs more than the same jewelry if you had yellow gold.
And that's palladium or platinum with it?
I think you could use platinum, but palladium, I think, is what their choice is.
Really?
I didn't. Boy, palladium's so rough and ugly looking. I wouldn't have thought it would have melted down with gold pretty like that.
Well, it just gives it that white color.
Huh. Interesting. See, that's more of that knowledge. See that you just. It's nice.
Oh yeah, I'd like to get, if I wanted to put the money out. I'd love to get a bigger bar that was green and have him make it green, because I know he'd know how to do it. So I need to have him do that and get it. Maybe I ought to go 2 grams. 2 grams is a decent size bar. And I'm thinking about getting a ring. I have a Savory Garnet, which is very rare. Probably the second rarest garnet. It's about I think it's like a 8 or 9 carat. And I'm going to put it in a platinum ring. That's what I plan to do with it, and have my ring made. I'm going to have platinum, because platinum is such a good price right now. I told people, I gave my niece for her this last Christmas, I gave her 2 diamonds, right, a carat each for earrings. I told her, use platinum. Set these in platinum, because platinum is such a bargain right now. It can only go up, and it won't cost you as much as gold. And platinum is rare, stronger. You're crazy not to do it. But she probably will put it in white gold, because she likes white gold. But platinum is better than white gold. So yeah, I tell her to do. I told her she should do that, but now she may not do that.
Who are you talking about?
I gave my niece some diamonds, and I told her they were loose. I said, when you go to get your settings made, I told her you might want to think about platinum, because at that time platinum was only like $680 or $700 an ounce. I told her that's a deal. It's it's only going to go back up, and that she should maybe think about putting them in platinum, which is like white gold. I mean, it's still white, and she prefers white gold for her jewelry. So I'm going, don't do white gold, do platinum. And I'm sure Neil would agree with me. Doesn't tarnish, it's stronger, it'll last her forever if you don't lose them.
Wow, my phone is plugged in and somehow my battery is getting low. I don't know how that works out, but
yeah, I'm that way. I run on and on and on. I was on B2 and we went for 2 hours.
How long have we been on, I wonder?
And the total was like 4 or 5 hours. I think 4 hour show. And he had it, I think he was on for a little over 2, about 2 hours and 15. And we went, I guess, 2 hours and a half after that. And he was like, we just kept going. I just kept bringing issues up. And we just kept nailing them. Oh yeah, those are your bars that you you can separate them.
Yeah, combi.
And that's silver.
Yep.
1 gram each.
1 grammers. Yep. 100 grams total bar. I broke it up a few times, but yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. When you get to the barter area, which if we have a collapse, I don't know how bad it's going to be. I just know it's going to happen because our debt's too high. We're getting in trouble. We're not cutting spending. We're going to only print more money. When all this happens, all the crap hits the fan, that's going to be the type of item that you're going to want. And I've told people fractional is good. Yankee says fractional is bad. I disagree with him 100%. And that's what you're going to be wanting to use to trade for milk, bread, whatever. But I think that all happened like 6 months after all that happens. It'll be a while before you do that. But I think that's what you need to do.
I totally, and I totally agree with this, in that if like this situation happens, let's say that this bank run takes off and suddenly the bank's shut down, and let's say suddenly the SHTF situation comes into play. Silver ain't going to do nothing for like a while, in my opinion, because I mean, it's going to
neither will go.
Right.
Neither will go. The people's not going to be thinking about that until it'll be a system before we have a new system.
That's what, and I think it'll be it's going to be like, it'll be a while before suddenly people are like, oh my goodness, I need silver and gold. And then it's just going to go, depending on what happens. But I just wanted to point out, like, I hear a lot of people go different ways on that. And I definitely agree with you. I mean, if it just suddenly kicks off like that, nobody knows anything about it for a while until it'll finally dawn in what's going on, by word of mouth on the black market or.
And you also don't want people to know what you have. So if you can trade with copper first, trade with copper. If you can trade with nickel, trade with nickel. But then when you get to silver, trade silver before gold. Don't let people know you have gold. Because again, it's the glamorous metal. They're going to want that before anything else. If they see that, that's what they're going to want. But if they think all they can get is silver, they'll trade you for your silver. So that's some more advice on there.
Yep. Yeah, I've got probably 31 ounce copper pieces just for that in between. If that happens to happen, that's the first place I'm gonna go is the copper.
So the things me and Yankee disagree on, I should do a whole video on this, but that probably make him mad. But he's against fractional, which I think he's wrong. He's against selling. If silver, I asked him, I said, if silver got to 300 an ounce, you wouldn't sell. He said no. Now, if it gets to 300, it ain't going to stay there long. It's probably going to shoot down. So you get your money for it. You sit on that cash. You do what you're going to do with it, but you sit on it. Then when it goes way back down or it drops off, you can get back into it. It's not finite. It's not like you're going to be out of it forever. He could still get all that back and still make a profit on it. So we disagree there. We disagree on fractional. We disagree on platinum. I think there was a fourth point we disagree on, but I can't think of that off the top of my head. But I mean, he's a smart guy, and he makes a lot of money too. So that's, he made a lot of money with the job he had. So it's a little bit different for him. But I'm just saying there's some of the things we disagree on.
That's it, Nicholas. That's the key too. And I think we all should, keep that in mind is, it's definitely different from, I'm definitely different than Yankee stacking. He's got, and that's it. If you're on he has tubes of gold. And for me, that's, and I suppose you do too, Nickel. But you guys are just in a different place than a lot of us. You figured a lot of these things out a lot earlier. Or let me ask you.
I got in before Yankee did. I did not get in before Sal did. Sal got in about 8 years before I did.
8 years before Sal did, yeah.
Yeah. So Sal's the guy, man. He's smart. The only thing I disagree with Sal on is he had rhodium. And he didn't sell it when it hit 28,000. And I think that was a huge mistake. And I would say the same thing to him. That is, you could sell it 28,000 and you could always, it's going to go with, it's very, rhodium is like Bitcoin. The potential is unbelievable, but it also drops a lot. So it swings back and forth.
Yeah.
He could have sold it 28,000 and bought it back at 6,000. And I'm sure Sal, if he was here, heard me, or he was on here, he would say, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I could have done that. And I could have profited on it. Sure. And then I could have got more than I had before and still had cash.
Oh yeah. I've had conversation with my friends and I've told them, in fact, some of them may have done it, have got into Bitcoin and some other of those, before they really shot up. And I was saying, yeah, they're going to shoot up. They're going to crash down. They're going to shoot back up. And they're like, well, why don't you get in and get rich? It's just because that's not my thing. That's not what I'm.
Well, how do people trade stocks?
Right.
They sell high and then they get back into the same stock when it goes back down.
Sure.
And that's how we should look at metals. We could do the same thing with metals.
Yeah.
And it's a better investment because it's something physical. You control it. You don't have to worry about a board of directors saying, well, we're going to go private with the stock, or we're going to split it, triple split negative. I had a stock once that triple split back negative. And I'm going, I lost my rear end. I lost 66% on that stock. Wow. I don't deal with stocks anymore. I just don't. I'm done with it.
Yeah, the few times I've pushed money I have a 401k that I did take half control of and put it into metals because they wouldn't. But yeah, where we can have it out, we do have it out. But yeah, that's the way I handle the times I've put money myself towards the market, it never even makes the market. It's like gone, it doesn't even get there and it's gone. So I'm just like, forget that. If I give piece of cash. I get a silver in return. That's simple enough. I understand it. I didn't get, I have the piece of silver. And so, yeah.
And I'll tell you too, Yankee gets a better deal than we do on stuff.
Yeah.
In other words, he gets a reduction from the big company. What is it? The one that sponsors him.
Yeah. What's his name?
They sponsor 3 or 4. They do Silver Seeker. They do his.
Who does?
What is it, people?
Oh, you mean dealers and whatnot? Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets AST Bullion. Thank you. So he gets a deal with that. I'm sure he's getting. He's getting. Let's put this way. He's getting it for cheaper than what we would get if we bought it from him.
Sure.
And the same way with Tim. Tim sometimes gives him gold for spot. So
nice. Well, man, I'm telling you, I know maybe you guys aren't as impressed with it, but I was really impressed with the Silver Eagles at $27.50 right now. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm getting in on that. And Britannia's at $25.90. So that's a good deal for me. So, and this is, to me, this guy that offered me this is going to be a fairly, I think, bigger dealer. And I mean, he's pulling, he's, I think, working with larger clients mostly than me, but for him to offer me that deal at that price on I'm a tiny channel, and I think that's a really good deal for a small channel. And I think if if I can get some and anybody else goes in with me, I think that in the future, he's going to keep, hopefully bringing that type of stuff toward it, which for our whole community. I mean, if we can make him kind of our online local coin store, I mean, I think he's that kind of a guy where he can keep feeding us good deals when maybe things are going up instead of down. Right now it might be a bit more necessary, but you help somebody out and get them going off their base, they might just remember that in the future is what I'm hoping. So I think it's a great deal to get in on.
Okay, we've got the questions. Do you do savings bonds, and explain why you do or do not nickel? No, I don't. Again, it's paper, and the reason I'll give it's a paper asset. I don't do paper. I do baseball cards, which is cardboard, which is paper, but that's just because I can sell them, and but I don't do them a lot. I just if I think I'm getting a good deal on them, I will get those because I sell them on Marketplace. But I don't, I'm not even big on those anymore.
No, I don't do. I did football cards when I was like 10 years old, and that was the last time I bought them. So, but I also, when I was 10 years old, bought a Morgan dollar, and I still have that Morgan dollar. It was the first piece of silver I bought. I didn't even know what I was doing at all when I did it, but I still have it.
I like Ike dollars. That's big too. My favorite silver coins are the Ike silver dollars, 40%, because they're mint, sealed in the package, and I like that about it. I like peace dollars, and I like silver dimes and war nickels. So that's that coin. And if I'm going to go for a 1 ounce bullion coin, I'm going to go maple leaf.
All right, interesting.
And gold. If you're going to get gold, my personal opinion, I'm with Stack the Gold. I think the pieces you want to get are the $20 double eagles. I still say it's the most desired gold coin in the world. Now, though some will say it's the silver eagle. The gold eagle. I disagree with that. I think it is the double eagle because they're pre-33. They are. Everybody knows what they are, and they're just a better piece. I just think they are. So that if I'm going to get a bigger gold piece, I'm going to go for the double eagle.
Oh, I would love to have a double eagle.
And there's not as many of them. So.
Tiger, Stacker, yes. If you're talking to me about the cheaper bullion, yes. I'm going to be going in probably the end of this week, middle of next week. If anybody wants in, just give me an email. If you need a bit of time, let me know. If you need to get some money together or whatnot. But I'm going to be getting the Tubi Eagles. And like I said, anyone who goes in with me, you can contact ARC directly. ARC ARC silver gold osmium. Oh, nickel, remind me to talk to you about osmium. But anyway, you can go to silver gold osmium. It's a ARC bullion site out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Ian is the owner. You can call him and tell him Long Live Coins sent you. He'll give you the deal, which is Eagles at $27.50 and Britannia's at $25.90. Or if you want to wait till I go in with me on my order, I'll get your coins, however many you want, shipped to your door without a shipping cost on this first deal is my incentive for this first go around. So yeah, reach out to me, longlivecoins@gmail.com. Anybody who wants to get in. And if you want 1, 2, 3 of the Britannias or Eagles, however many, one, whatever you want, just let me know and I'll get it to you.
And
but
Neil said he was going to rely on his skills. He's the cat whisperer. He's got a ton of cats that adopted him because see, you can't adopt a cat. Cats have to adopt you. They're a little bit different than a dog. So they've adopted Neil. So
yeah, I've seen his cats. He definitely has some anyway. And,
but Tiger never did tell us what kind of doctor he is. Is he a surgeon, general physician? He hadn't said, has he? I don't think he's going to tell us.
I think I don't know about, well, yeah, Tiger, you answer how you want on that one. But I thought you said you worked emergency sometimes. I know you said you were family as well, but
that's pretty good. You hear what he said? You see what he wrote? It's weird hearing my voice with his ex-wife's face.
I seen that earlier.
Yeah. A proctologist. I don't know. Is that what he does? Is that what you do? That's why he wears them gloves all the time. I still say they're Bengals gloves. He must be a secret Bengals fan because I've seen Bengals that have fans in the winter watching the games. They got the same gloves.
How where those come from? That's funny.
Okay, he's an ER doctor. Okay.
Yeah, I heard you had to work some double shifts late. How's your shifts going, Tiger? You getting any sleep? Board certified family medicine, but worker ER most of my career.
He says they're not gloves. I don't know what they are. What are they then on your hands? It look like a tiger's paw or something, but they look like the Bengals. I tell you what, I hope it's not Chicago where he's at. I would not want to be an ER doctor in Chicago on the weekend.
All right.
That's 16 hours of surgery right there, probably.
About went all through all my silver here at this desk. Got a few more pieces on the side hanging out. Morgan. 1887. Do you know your Morgans, nickel?
I have them. I know the certain dates are rarer than others. I think about the 1885S. I think that's supposed to be rare. I usually look them up. I just make sure I get the date. I'll look it up and see, or if I'm going to bid, I'll look up the date on them.
Red Book.
I got Red Book. I got Black Book. I'll probably just go online and search and see what they're going for, and I'll look at the condition of it, and I'll probably think if it's really looks like a brand new coin. I usually think that if it's not graded, I generally figure it's been cleaned. So, yeah, the Carson Cities, they're almost every one of them is worth something.
And I don't have a Carson City, and I want one. I'm kind of flustered about that because they're just.
I think I do have one. I think I at least have one.
See, I need just one, and I keep not pulling the trigger, and they just keep climbing up, and it's just driving me nuts. So, sleep in the day, he said. Yeah, I believe it.
Tiger, I'm nickel stacking. You don't know it's me?
He knows. What do you guys? What's this? I missed the 817. Oh, 1878 to 1920. This must be the Morgans or. Well, I thought yeah, I guess is Craig Shelby, is that Morgans you're talking about there, 1878 to 1921, or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
1893 CC.
So the 21 was the start of the peace dollar.
Yeah, I knew that. But was that the end of the Morgan too? Because I know they made Morgans that
Yeah,
year.
there was both. They made both in 21.
And then they stopped.
phased Morgan out, then they started the peace.
Okay. Okay.
The war, the end all wars. And we've had how many wars since then?
Right.
Disappointed the peace dollar. It was a disappointment. But they got similar mintage, and yet look how much more they Morgan seemed to go for over the peace. So,
Tiger.
What'd he say?
Oh, he's just saying he doesn't know who we are.
But he may not have heard me. I don't think he's been in any of my lives.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry, Tiger. I figured you knew Nickel. Oh, yeah. No, this is Nickel Stacking, man. Go Nickel Stacking. He's got a great channel. And he's going to be on with Neil Hahn Dynasty that was in the chat. I don't know if he stepped out or not, but they're going to have a good show on Platinum Sunday, you said, right, Nickel?
Yeah. I think he might be checking the cats. I brought that up. He said, "Oh, I got to check, see if they're okay or something." He's got a bunch of cats. I mean, they have a bunch of cats have Neil.
Right. Oh yeah, no, Tiger. Yep, no, check out Nickel Stacking, great channel, and of course, Nickel, you know Tiger, right?
Oh yes, he's on. He's a moderator for Yankee, and
Yeah, he is on Yankee. That's right, he is big on Yankee. He's everywhere though, man, not just Yankee.
Oh man, he really gives a lot to Yankee's channel.
Yeah. Well, Yankee's probably a good place to.
And so is
known.
My Silver Journey is one, and Tully is a moderator, and they're the three main moderators. I don't know who the fourth one. I can't. Oh, Tex Gold. I think he's a moderator. Tex and Tiger, they basically sponsor
Yankee.
Yeah, I mean, they give like $600 between them every show to him.
Last time I was on there, I was like, I was just overwhelmed. It's just like, holy smokes.
Well, we know he's a physician. What does Tex? What does he do? Does he sell silver? I think he might be he might own a shop. I think he owns a silver gold shop. Is that correct? I think he does. I think he owns his own. I don't know. Tim. Tex. I think he owns one like Tim. I think.
Tex. What's Tex's last? What's his handle? What's his full handle? I don't know him.
I think it's Tex Gold, isn't it?
Tex Gold, Texas Gold, or Tex Gold?
I think. I don't even try to. I'm technically a moderator in his too, but I can't keep up with it. So I say, the heck with this stuff. So I go in under my Nickel Stacker name, so I'm not in blue. I don't have to worry about it, because I mean, you can't enjoy the show if you're a moderator. You just can't. I mean, it's just constant work. You got to check what statements they're saying and let it go through or not. Then you have to put the links and stuff. And I mean, Tully's good. I mean, Tiger's fine. Tiger and Tex are fine too. But Tully, she's all over it. I mean, I'm going, how did she do that? I mean, she must be like a 1,000 a word minute typer or something. Because I mean, she can just bam, 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 get it out there.
No doubt. And keeping track of everybody, and sometimes she'll throw in bids herself. It's impressive. Yeah, it's impressive. Neil mods for 4 channels. Who you modding for, Neil?
I know one.
I can make
Ron's basement. That's where I see him.
Yeah, he's in Ron's basement. Yeah. That's right. Oh, and I've seen him over on some other big channels too. What's who is it? Ninja, right? I've seen him on Ninja's channel.
The one that always says the wheel's rigged. He's a financial guy. He's a moderator for Yankee, and he's also a moderator for Silver Dragons. I don't really watch Silver Dragons much. We won't get into that. I don't really watch him at much. Well, really never. But he is Ray Bar.
Oh, yeah. Ray Bar. Yeah, I know Ray Bar.
Yep. And so yeah, I know he's with two at least. He's with Yankee and Dragons. I don't know what else he's with. I can't, I don't know. Well, Neil, he needed to be one for Ron because Ron would refer to him quite often when he talked about platinum, and I'm going, well, it makes sense to make him a mod.
Right, no doubt.
Now, he has 3, I think now, Ron does. He has Neil, Coin Shop Chris, and Annie Oakley. I think that's right. I think Annie now is one of them. Are you yawning? Are you yawning? Are you tired?
I am, man. Been a long day. Man, I've been setting up so many accounts lately. It's just, I don't know. I'm not very techie, and I've been so engulfed in tech for the last, seems like few weeks, getting banks set up and methods set up, and
Okay, Mary's another mod for Ron. I don't remember seeing her. So he's got 5 then.
William asked me what made me want to be a YouTuber. That's funny. Nothing really. I don't really want to be one necessarily. It was funny when I came in to the stacking community on me with a channel. Like, I knew of a few channels, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. When I came out with my own channel, I suddenly got flooded with all kinds of stacking channels that I just wasn't aware of that were out there before. And so I just knew some of the main big ones. And I'm coming in more on the ancient coin end of things is going to be more my angle. I just got sucked into, I'm a stacker too, obviously. And that's mostly what I am, and is stacking the basics. But I got in more on the ancient side because I just don't see a lot of, content on. And one of the things about the content that I did see, so here's why I got into YouTube right here, William E, is so that I'm going to bust this out of this capsule and get a hold of it for one thing. But I was watching people that had ancient coins in their hands, and they would tell me about the ancient coin, and I would think, man, if I could only buy that piece that you have in your hand that I know is a real piece and that I like and that I want, and I don't know if I go to find it on my own, there's all these types of problems and who can I trust and blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't see that venue there. And so I thought, well, why don't I do that? So that's what actually brought me in, was more on the ancient coin side, and being able to hold your coin was a big thing with me. So that's what got me in. But once I got in, I was like, oh my goodness, I flooded with content and channels, and I was shocked at how great the community's been to me. And so yeah, I got sucked over into the bullion side of things as well. But yeah, it was more that's what got me into it. I didn't realize that there was that many stacking channels already out here. And I was more looking at the ancient coin side of things, and I just thought, I'm gonna get some ancient coins if I can, and I'm gonna let people buy them off me if they want to. They'll talk about them, show them, and if they want that exact coin, they can have it.
Well, Stack to Gold, I think they're more into ancients. Well, that reason is Europe is older than us.
Yeah.
You know, we're a baby compared to the rest of the world.
And they all like their coins raw, mind you. They don't want any slabbage with there's that's for another video, but there's a whole thing going on right there. And most of the ancient world who knows ancients, they're not about to put their stuff in a slab. But anyway, it's another story.
Craig left us. I think he's yawning, and he's yawning too. He had to go to bed, so we lost him.
Nice. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again, bud.
I think he'll be there Sunday.
I have one. LOL. I'm not going to bust it open. You have the guys. Yeah. Well, that was one of the first ones I got. At first I started with the cheap ones, like the Widow's Mite and the what do you call it, the junk metal coins, that are cheap. But I didn't really scratch my itch, and so then I got a NGC slab because I could trust it, right? I mean, It's NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. But little did you know that this is the only coin that they do not, I repeat, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation does not guarantee ancient coins. So I guarantee my ancient coins. And behind me stands Harlan Burke, one of the foremost known ancient coin dealers. And he stands behind his coins that he sells for a lifetime. So if you buy a coin from me and I disappear because I'm just some YouTuber out here trying to rip you off, which is not what I'm doing, but if it was and I disappear, you can still take the coin back to Harlan Burke, because if you go back in my videos, you can see me purchase these from him, and all my coins are coming through a coin expert, and we stand behind them for life. We'll buy it back at what I acquired at it per market price. So you might not get your premium back, but you'll get your coins worth back. But you have to prove it's a fake for me to, take it back. Otherwise, that's your own deal. But yeah, we will actually guarantee our coins, whereas NGC does not guarantee your ancient coins. Every other coin they do guarantee, but ancients. And that's the one thing that everybody's running to the slabs so that they can have that guarantee. But it's funny that that's the one thing that National Guarantee Corp does not guarantee. So there's that. But yes, William E, I don't blame you for, not taking it out of the slab. The slabs are definitely gonna, they're doing really well right now, and people trust them. But the United States, like we were saying, and it's bringing a lot of people in. It kind of sets a standard that everybody can kind of follow. So it's bringing a lot of people in. I think it's a good thing, the slabbing of ancients, but there also needs to be this other side of people who can hold them and know what's going on and don't need that non-guarantee company to guarantee nothing. So,
but if you buy it from NGC, and if it's a reputable person that's doing it and they're associated with NGC, then I think you can pretty much trust it.
No, yeah, I mean, even Harlan Burke agrees that they're a great vetter of coins, as far as they say that they won't slab it if they don't know that it's real. And they are great vetters. They have lots of fake dies so they can match it up if it's, a fake die that they know of. So they catch a lot of them and they're good at vetting. But in actuality, they don't actually guarantee anything. So you can read about it on their site. But yeah, they're, they know what they're doing. I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing, but just when it comes down to it, actual guarantees, they don't guarantee it.
Yep, there's so many. Like, you're going to do ancient. I do auctions and buying it for less and buying all kinds of different amounts of silver and stuff, and platinum and gold and all the other. And then there's some that just do auctions. There's some that just do stacking. There's some that just do gold. There's some that just do, I guess, silver. So there's a whole bunch of different ones on there that do things. So
Yep. That's what now that I'm out here, William, and I see that there's so many stacker channels. I'm just you know, trying to be a good member of the community like everybody else is. I mean, everybody is so supportive is what I've found. That's been really inspirational for me. So I'm just going to try to kind of stay on the niche that I started with Ancient Coins / obviously stacking and good base deals that I'm offering right now through Arc Silver. That's probably where you get the good base stack deals, is through somebody like that, hopefully through my channel. But so, you know, that's what hopefully will set me apart a little bit, is that'll be my angle of things. But I'm just another stacker. Silver is my base. I would not venture into this. I mean, I've said this in my other videos. I don't recommend, I mean, unless you're rich, then you can get right into Ancients. But if you're like me, I wouldn't even get into this until you have a nice base of just your base bullion rounds and bars, and get a nice stack of or gold. I mean, get that safety net before you start piddling around with stuff like this, if you ask me my true opinion on it. But once I have the base, this stuff is just drawing me in like crazy. The symbology and the art. Look at this owl. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this detail. I mean, I got to get it out of this stinking plastic.
Yeah, you know, they didn't have what we got today. I mean, they had primitive tools.
Now, yeah, you see the detail on these, and it just, and the imagery and what they're saying. Like, I don't know. I can't. I have to. I don't know. That's gonna be part of my angle anyway. So yeah. So there's that.
Tiger wants to know what defines ancient coins.
I define ancient coins as, well, I only basically buy BC, which is, you know, before Christ or before Common Era, however you want to look at that.
Oh yeah, they got a new system now that keeps Christ out of it. I forget what they call it.
Yeah,
they've got a
new, or the
Common
Era. Now they're trying to make it. But anyway, however you want to look at it, I go BC is where I find the best art and symbology and stuff that interests me. Good art. And then you can follow that. A lot of people will do the Roman, which is kind of after. I'm more Greek, which is kind of right before Roman. And then the Roman coins will go from about 100 BC, or, you know, not quite, to maybe 400 AD. And then you start getting into the Byzantine, where you get those solidus, rounded, thinner coins that don't have, to me, they don't have good art. They like, it'll have Jesus on the back of it, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't, you know, it's not like anything like the real Jesus would look if you know, I mean, it's almost stick figure looking, and it loses all the art quality. But that's at like 1500. And so from 1500 to 0, and then before that would be BC. So anything after 1500 is kind of where you get out of ancients. So like the later ancient would be the Byzantine 1500s silver and stuff. And then after that, you kind of get into those really thin silver wafers that were like in the Dark Ages almost. Like, it kind of goes into another. Well, I think there wasn't a lot of silver. I mean, they were tiny thin. When you get past the 1500s, it kind of breaks. To me, that's kind of where I see. If I type in ancient coins, you'll get coins all the way up to the 1500s, which are considered Byzantine. I guess the Byzantines considered themselves Roman, and now we consider them Byzantine. But I guess that's kind of the cutoff, is Byzantine 1500s. But I don't do all the way up until 0 and before, which is BC. Or that's where I focus anyway. That is classical Byzantine. That era was two-dimensional art. Yeah. See, so what was that coin that I was just looking at? So this was this Alexander the Great coin is 2,327, I believe it was mentioned. 2,300 BC. So that's even like 2,360, 70 years old now, almost 2,400 years old. And the art, like I can't zoom in, but
I mean, you got that lion's jaw. You can see the lion's foot right here at the bottom, his paw. That's his paw with his claws. And then you have his mane back here on the back with that tooth, below around his ear, and comes up top, his hair popping out of the mouse line. I mean, look at that definition for that. You want to talk about high relief in a coin, or painting a picture, telling those people in neighboring land, I mean, to me, that makes it right.
Well, now Neil, he says any coin that's older than him. Neil don't look his age. He looks younger. But he said he worked 40 years. You got to figure he didn't work till he was 21. That make him 61. So he's got to be older than that, but he doesn't look that old.
See this right down here, this word down here at the bottom of this coin here says Basileos. Oh, zoom, come on. It says Basileos down here on the bottom, if you can read Greek at all, but that says Basileos, which translates to king. So you can read on the back there Alexander, and it's just amazing to me that you can read that on that coin that old and get that much meaning and art out of it just on this little old coin here.
I'll be 55 in December, Neil. You look younger. You probably look like you're in your 40s. And Ron he's 53, I think. 54 or 53. So, and I'll be 55 in December. It's the cats, Neil. The cats. They take years off your age.
All right, Nickel, I bet, what time is it, man? I better wind this thing up. It's 12 o'clock.
It's 2 here. No, they're not just starting. I usually go when Popzilla's on. I generally don't get off with him until about 6.
Oh, really? Wow. So
yeah, he goes for about 3 hours plus, maybe 4. Sometimes 5.
Well, I'm going to have you back on, man. I sure appreciate you jumping on.
You might be a mystery guest someday. You never know.
Well, I hope so, man.
Because I can do the ancient coin angle. Because there's not many that do it.
Yeah, man, for sure. I would love it. Definitely. And I definitely want you back on.
I know a great song to play for your clue.
Okay.
The Conan theme. Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
That's ancient.
Yeah. That'll work. Night, Neil. Thanks for being here, man. I am looking forward to your interview here with Nickel.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good. I'm expecting it to be the best one I've done so far, and I've had some pretty good ones. I mean, I think the people's come on has done real well. I thought so.
Yeah, no, I enjoy them. I enjoy all your little lives you put out. Did you get my package yet?
No,
I sent you a little package your way.
Nothing. Is that the pocket pinger?
It's the pocket pinger and a sticker is all you're getting. Don't get excited.
How'd I win that?
Just for being an early subscriber and being supportive.
Oh, I thank you for that. Yeah, that's another thing. Journey, not Journey, Yankee. He pushes that pocket pinger, and I have the Sigma. So when he asked the question, put a 1 in there. If you don't have one, I always have to. And then he said, "Oh, you got to have that." And I go, "Well, really not, because I've got the Sigma."
Yeah.
So I don't really have to have it. Then he said something about the Sigma not being portable. I go, "It charges up." I said, "And it's light. It don't weigh nothing." I said, "You can take that anywhere you want to go. If you got to meet somebody at McDonald's, you can take it and check their coins out, buy it from them." So
Yep.
he's kind of pushing the Pinger thing, I think. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, it's an extra little thing that I'm sure he gets a little kickback from or something, you know.
Oh, he's making it. He's got at least 250 guys that are canon members.
I know.
And he gets a pretty good amount of money every month from them.
Oh man. Oh man.
So, and then he's got his sales, his Tim mug and his shirts, and he's got something else. He's got something else too.
Yeah, but he tried, you know, I think he helps, like, I think he got overwhelmed, but I think the idea was he's supposed to help other channels out, you know, by being like you can do advertising on there and he'll let you advertise. And I think that's what's going on. But I think he had so many people jump on him that, like, I went over there and I was, you know, I typed in a comment. I went flying through there so fast as like no one even sees what you're saying. You know, so,
That's what I'm saying. As a moderator, it's impossible.
yeah.
I don't know how Tully does it. And I'm going, man, I cannot keep up with this. And even on slow mode, you can't keep up with it.
Yeah, it was moving a little fast for me. So I was like, oh, he's got enough business. He doesn't need anything from me. So,
well, the problem I got with before you sign off,
yeah.
The problem I got is if I subscribe through him, then I can't really do Sal. And then there's others, and I'm going, well, you know, if I had my druthers, I'd get Sal, I'd get Yankee, I'd get Silver Seeker, I'd get, you know, all that. I just can't do all of them, and I feel like if I pick one guy out, I don't want to do that. So it's better that I don't do any, as to not be able to do all the ones I'd like to do. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah,
and I pretty much know what I'm doing, so it's not like I need these one-on-one talks with him.
Right. Yeah.
See, if we did that, it would be politics.
Yeah. Well, see, I need it. I need what I'm looking for. What I need right now. Like, I have worked hard at getting this LLC set up where I can send payments, receive payments, both wires to electronic, to all this different stuff, and you have to set up a bunch of accounts and all the. But now I got everything set up, but I need someone to, like, I'm going to need a moderator. I need to know, like, what some of them are using StreamYard, some of them are using StreamBoss, and they're like tracking their sales as they type them in, and I don't know how they're doing that. And so now it's kind of my next thing that, like, that I'm sure Yankee can, you know, I mean, he does those, and so he knows how to do that stuff. And that's a great place where,
well, his son-in-law is better at it than he is. So his son-in-law gave him once. He created the software or whatever for him to do what he's doing now. And so his son-in-law is far more advanced than Yankee is. He's the latest greatest thing, and he does a lot of that for him.
who is, do you know, maybe I shouldn't ask, or maybe I don't know if you're letting something out of the bag, but I didn't know who's this
I don't think he's ever mentioned his first name. He's just married to one of his daughters.
Okay.
If I understand, he's got 2 daughters and 1 son. I think that's what he has, 2 daughters and 1 son. And I think the daughters seems like they're through with school and they're married and everything. And I don't think he has grandkids yet, but the son is still going to school. Little Stacks.
Yeah, Little Stacks. His stack's not going to be so little. That's good, man. I'm trying to get my sons to stack too a little bit, and they like it, so hopefully we can keep that going for a little bit longer.
You won't probably see him on as much when he gets his grandkids. And of course, he retired because his mother and dad are in bad shape, and I think that may have been maybe the biggest reason why he retired. And because he wanted to be there with them and help them out, and he couldn't do it working the hours he was working, because I think he was working 60 to 80 hours a week. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not mad. I'm not hating. He's got a good channel. I enjoy it. You know, I mean, to each their own. It's a little much over there now for me, but It's all good.
So I guess I'll sign off now. It's been fun though. It was fun, and
We'll do it again.
yeah.
Ne-
I
ne-
think we probably should, and everybody seemed to have fun over here. We need to get more people in here though.
For sure. Well, I only got 70 subscribers, so hey,
Yeah.
this was too bad, really, for me, to be honest.
And then the time, because a lot of times people like right now they're not able to do it.
Yeah, I didn't even mean I was going to come on for just a few minutes to test a little bit of my equipment, and then this happened. So
I'm like your coin. I'm an owl, so I got no problem with it. But
nice.
Most people probably 8 to something, and of course it depends on the night too. But like Friday night, steak night, I think, for people. So a lot of people's out doing that.
Yep. Yeah, there's some other good shows tonight. I didn't mean to. I probably won't do this much. Well, I don't know. It's how you about can't get on now. I mean, there's so many channels running now that.
Oh yeah, you got to step on somebody's toes now. I mean, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Not to.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go up against Yankee, and you don't want to go up against Sal. I mean, you don't want to do it at the same times because they're gonna draw all the people away from you. And I see a lot of people doing that. And I'm going. They're wondering why I only got 4 in here. I go, that's because Sal's on or Yankee's on.
Yeah.
I said, you're not going to have anybody if you do it that.
Right. Yeah, I should pay attention to that too. Right on, guys. Well, I think I'm better wind this up. My brain's kind of melted today, anyways. So hopefully I'll be firing on more cylinders next time. But I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Really enjoyed it. Nickel. We'll do this again, and look forward to your stream on Sunday.
Yep, I thank you again, and I will see you soon.
All right, guys. Thanks. Talk to you soon.